Who doesn't love a good kids film? Oftentimes, if we're lucky, we find that as adults, a movie that we enjoyed during our childhood has grown up with us, and we can find new avenues to appreciate it with, new things to enjoy about it, as is the case with many Disney movies. But with age comes an increased awareness of the content that you're seeing, and oftentimes when we return to these supposedly kid-friendly movies, we notice just how fucked up some parts of these things can be. It can be mild, creepy, or absolutely batshit insane. It can be dark, sad, or just plain evil. There's something about witnessing dark content in these mediums that makes it all the more terrifying than horror that was created for adults. When you go see a horror movie, you're expecting to be scared. You're expecting death, blood, and gore. You know you're going to be disturbed. But when you see a kids movie, you're expecting a far more innocuous time. Some silly, laid-back stuff, perhaps. Which is why the impact is all the more strong when something disturbing makes its way into this medium. And it's typically something of a very atypical and extremely creepy nature. It's obtuse. It doesn't fit in here. This terror does not belong in the colorful realm of a children's movie, yet here it is, ready to terrify. Ironically, however, these moments are often some of the best in the movie they're contained within. Take The Hunchback of Notre Dame, for instance. The most well-known part of the film is when the demented Claude Frollo sings Hellfire, anguishing over his lust for Esmeralda, which can only be equaled by his hatred for her, and how this all leads to a struggle of faith. Or perhaps it's the infamous Night on Bald Mountain sequence that you could think of when you hear this. You know, the one that ends Fantasia, in which a figure that is basically Satan rises from the mountain and summons spirits of the dead to do his bidding and dance for his entertainment, and he's ready to kill them at a moment's notice for pure sadistic pleasure. And of course, you certainly can't forget the completely unnecessary and yet still unexplained trippy nightmare tunnel in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Of course, the whole movie is pretty disturbing when considered in the right light, but this scene definitely takes the cake for showing scenes of real violence, terror, and overall a massive hallucinogenic nightmare. Ultimately, though, these scenes are essential and important to our growth as kids. They show us experiences and things that we'd most certainly not deal with otherwise, and they strengthen us through it. After we make our way through such a harrowing experience, we come out feeling proud of ourselves, albeit quite shaken up, not unlike a roller coaster. As an adult, these moments continue to fascinate me in a very deep way. These scenes where darkness fills what is otherwise a bright and happy world, where the animators and creators are allowed to flex their minds and show us what lies deep within our nightmares. That's why this series will cover these moments in detail. I'd like to do maybe one video a week related to these, and just keep going till I've got nothing left. Suggestions are welcome and encouraged, as well as any feedback and discussions you may have regarding your experiences and perceptions of these moments. I'd love to hear your experiences and how they compared to mine and others. I hope you're as excited for this one as I am, and I'll see you very soon for the first proper episode of this series.